You can't say you hate me. We haven't even started yet.
I know. I hate you.
All right, let's do it. So you obviously don't want to do this. I asked the same question to Daniela. Why the hell did you volunteer, or why did you say yes?
Because I am a team player, and that's it. I don't know why.
So we could ask you to do more and stupider things.
The problem is,
do this.
When you first came to me about the idea,
you thought it was a great one.
I thought it was a great idea.
Yeah.
I was just like, yeah, I'm supportive of that. Yeah, sure. I'll make the flyer for you. I'll make the invite. Yeah.
You didn't make the flyer for me.
Whatever. Yes, I did. The initial one?
The initial one.
Yes.
Not this one.
Well, you didn't make one this time around, so that doesn't count. But I'm like, yeah, it's a great idea. I think it should bring a lot of morale, a lot of, fun things to do around the office. However, I did not think that I was going to be one of these on the hot seat. So
I didn't make any
stupid idea.
It is.
It's a very
well, most of my ideas are stupid.
I know.
And this isn't even my idea. It's pirated. Whatever. We know this. There's a story behind every name, and I didn't introduce you. So before I even ask any questions, if you could say your name and where your name came from, because it's uniquely butcherable. So
yeah. My name is Ramsauly Bassett, and it's made up, basically. My father, who has been practicing meditation for about, I want to say, 49 years. He's also a vegetarian. So.
Oh, ironic.
Make him proud.
So proud.
His guru is the one who named me. So Ram means godlike in India. Saul from the Bible, S-A-U-L from the Bible. And they added the Y to make it a bit more feminine. So it's Ramsauly Bassett. It's nowhere from Central America. Apparently, my great-great-great-grandfather was German and fell in love with an Inca girl. And so just stayed there. So anybody in the Bassett family in Central America or in Nicaragua is basically related to me. But the name is also not German. It's English. So who knows?
So you're a mix of 1,000 things.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right, let's jump in. First one.
We can continue talking.
All right. Well, not with a mouthful. These are already so much better than last time. Jackie likes to take credit for you coming over here, but my wife was the one who originally convinced you. What was the pitch that got you to leave? Follow-up question. What red flags have you seen that made you question your decision?
You, for starters.
Besides this.
Honestly, the flexibility was the biggest pitch. Because I was in Brickell for the past 8 years, the drive took a toll on me. So driving from down south to downtown Miami, that was just a 3 to 4 hour commute daily. So that to me was a selling piece to me. Being able to be close to my kids, which, I'm very active with the kids all the time.
Slightly.
And so that was just being able to be closer to the kids, having that more of the flexibility. Ironically, I was supposed to be working from home a lot more than.
Yeah, we took that back.
Yeah, no.
That's not permitted.
Guys chained me here, and
that was Jackie's fault.
Yeah. So definitely the whole priority of my family was really what got me into this. And then.
Any red flags on? Oh man, I made a mistake. Besides this again. It's David, isn't it?
Well, part of it. But originally it was because I think the red flags was, you don't realize how small of a community commercial real estate is. It's like this freaking big. So when Jeremy starts interviewing me, and the whole interview was, who have you worked with? in the past, and I started name dropping and doing this and this. Oh, he goes, oh, you work with that one? And so a lot of that is just like, it's really small. And then being here, knowing people outside, and then I go to the holiday party, and then I see my next door neighbor at the holiday party. I'm like, what are you doing here? And he's like, oh, I work here. I'm like, oh, okay. So literally, my next door neighbor.
Here at the NAI
Yep.
holiday party.
Yeah. Anybody take a guess who? Carlos Gonzalez, maintenance man. Mm-hmm. So, and then the history of just like EWM, for example.
Hmm.
And your dad, who used to work at EWM, I worked at EWM for quite a few years. And then the relationship that Crystal was my previous boss was also the business coach to Jackie. And so that it was just a little too much at the same time. And then our kids going to school together, that's like, it was a lot.
Well, you're not going anywhere, so we're good.
Apparently.
All right, let's go on to the next one.
Number 2.
This one is curry verde.
Okay.
I'm already eating a lot more of this anymore.
Yeah, that was a big bite.
Growing up, what would you say is your more painful moment? Missing out as the most spirited in high school, or having your mom brush your hair?
Wow. You went digging, didn't you? My mother. Always and forever my mother. That was just painful. And I see it on my girls now, because it's funny. It's you're brushing their hair and they're like, ah, and it's like, calm down. I go, you should have Ita comb your hair. And then they're like, no, she's really bad. So you
ever find yourself quoting your mom, like hold still or stop screaming?
Oh, all the time. All the time. And it's like,
you ever catch yourself?
Not really, because you're in the moment. You're like,
you like
stop
to go
being
out
a crybaby.
Okay.
So
how appropriate.
It's fine. They'll get used to it. It just thickens their skin a bit more. So I'm fine. I turned out fine.
Arguable.
I'm completely fine.
Speaking of parents, since you likely won't be sending out any press release about becoming a partner, because of this, the world will be deprived of a story on how your family came over to the States.
Oh, God.
Was it as uneventful as Ed claims it to be?
I think it's uneventful, but basically, so I was born in Nicaragua. But at the age of 6 months, my parents decided to leave. Basically, there was a lot of political asylum. And that was part of the problem, was that my brother, the oldest one, was very tall for his age. And so at that time, they were just getting little boys and sending them to war. So my parents decided to leave, and we went to Mexico. We flew into Mexico, and we stayed in Mexico for about 2 months, because from there we were supposed to cross the border, and the tide was too high. So we stayed in Mexico 2 months. My sister broke her arm. My brother cannot stand canned corn to this day. He will gag, because apparently that's all we ate. So it was a challenge being in Mexico for 2 months, not being in a stable place, not carrying a lot of things. And then after that, we finally crossed the border. And then once we crossed the border, the patrol caught my mom, because she went over with a raft with my 3 older siblings. And then I was too small, so my dad put me on top of his shoulders. And when we crossed, the border patrol caught her. And then he had told her, like, don't say that you're with anybody. So then when we crossed the border, she's like, no, I'm here by myself. And then my dad caught wind. The coyote guy left. He split. And then when my dad arrived, he heard what happened. And then he went to go to the safety patrol, not the safety patrol.
Safety patrol.
The border patrol.
So no running.
And
Stay off the grass.
totally. And so then he was just like, no, this is my family. And so we were then sent over to Miami, where our grandma was claiming us, for I don't know, whatever it's called.
Asylum? I don't know.
Sponsoring? I don't know. And so from there, we went to here in Miami, and my grandma was living in a 2-bedroom apartment. So can you imagine 6 freaking people in my grandma's house? And we stayed there for about a good 2 to 3 years until my dad was able to get his papers in check and get a job and he worked 2 to 3 jobs. I remember he used to do a route of newspapers. So he used to do all of that. And sorry.
Take a bite. It'll go away. Take a bite.
There was a time when my mother almost passed away, but she was brought back to life, and it was a constant struggle growing up. But you just didn't know any better, so you just keep on going. It's what it is. And they always pushed for family, work hard. And so we just continued on, and we didn't know any better. This was better than where we were. So we continued pushing along. Education was the most important thing that my parents pushed. And my dad, very hard worker, continued working and working, and my mom had to be home because of her illnesses. And she had to provide for her children. She had to take care of them. So with the beating of the brush on a constant basis.
Oh, you have both sides of the brush.
All the time.
The flat and the pokey.
Oh, yeah. And then you can imagine with this curly hair. So
I can't.
Yeah, it shows.
I got hit my fair share, as you would expect.
Yeah, I could see that. I totally see that. But basically, we just, lived what we could, the immigrant lifestyle. We were without papers for about 15 years. So, but my parents everybody had Social Security, and we just kept going along. And then at one point, we were supposed to be deported because the attorneys scammed us and the whole process. In the end, because of our good behavior, because our education, we were straight A students, and declaring taxes, doing all of that, the judges allowed us to stay, and now I'm a citizen and stuff. But you see that, and I don't necessarily say it's a hardship. It just makes you who you are. And then, but honestly, we've lived the American dream here. We've grown to learn a lot about this lifestyle. So I'm not about a person about getting treated like a delicate flower, or being one of those that, oh no, that's too hard for me. Go through it. You move on. What is your obstacle now? How can you overcome it? So
You've answered like 5 questions.
Well, you know what?
No, I didn't even ask him, so I'm glad. This is perfect. Those are B rules.
I'm trying to delay the process here.
You skipped over.
I can talk for hours.
Yes, you already skipped over the third one. So you skipped the third one.
How?
So you didn't eat it. That was right before the question. You're supposed to power through and then answer the question.
Wait.
So you can down it now. I'll ask you a bonus question in the meantime.
I thought that was...
No.
Okay. Go ahead.
Besides this, what would you never do again that you've already done? Something you've done before that you would... No, cross off my list. Never again.
I'm not one about regrets.
There's a difference between regrets and never doing it again.
But you see, I'm all about living through that experience, living through that.
Of course.
So
again,
not necessarily not doing it, I don't think I've had anything super drastic in my life to say, oh, I'm not going to do that.
I had pretty much my entire 20s.
Mm.
That was every Saturday. I'd wake up with that claim. I will never do this again.
You and I were very different. Very different lifestyles.
Okay.
Very different.
That's fair.
You know.
All right.
I don't think I have.
Go for number 4. Number 4 is this chocolate one. Chocolate ghost pepper one.
Okay.
And smoked garlic and it's got a ton of stuff. If you could buy your dream house, what is the one weird room or feature that you would have in it?
Weird.
Yeah, a big orchid room.
That would be nice.
A giant room with Hello Kitty.
No, that's Carol. Actually, Emma Rose would love that.
It was your house, not hers.
I know.
All soundproof, so you don't have to hear anybody.
I don't know. Like, who the hell thinks of these things? Like,
Clearly, Joe.
Welcome to my tapestry of nightmares.
Like, I don't know.
Any kick on this, by the way? You're getting
No,
nothing?
I'm not getting.
All
I'm
right.
on 4.
Okay.
I don't think she has any sauce.
That's
I'm
a-
taking a bite.
That's a little chipmunk nibble.
Oh, well, I'm sorry. I'm not eating the whole damn wing.
Gotta go at it.
Oh, like, you want me to?
Yes, go for it.
I mean, if I could only apply that card a couple times.
Back to the room.
Back to the room.
Maybe a craft room?
That is my nightmare.
It would be.
Cross stitch and macrame and.
There is nothing wrong with that.
I mean, just so that my kids don't touch my shit. Stuff.
Things.
That was
All right. I'll give you a pass on that one.
Maybe a craft room. I don't know. Like,
If I were to ask you, if you got to take another one.
fine.
If I were to ask one of your colleagues what your best qualities were as a professional, what would you expect them to say?
Hmm.
Your best qualities as a professional.
The worst things ever. Best quality. Is it a good thing? I don't know.
What'd you say?
Being too honest.
Hmm.
So, could be that.
What would you want them to say about you?
I wouldn't want them.
Keep my name out your damn mouth.
That's for starters. Absolutely. That I'm a hardworking individual, that I am very loving, that I look out for them. Check, check, check. Okay. Let's talk about you.
No. This isn't about me.
What would your colleagues say? Oh, I can start.
Yeah. All good things.
Wonderful things.
We got 5 more after this.
Am I to continue?
I mean, if you want to dig in, go ahead.
I don't know.
I got
On
another
the
one for
same
you.
one on number 5?
That's-
Or am
you're
I
number
supposed to go
6,
on number
kid.
6?
No, you're on number 6.
Okay.
All right.
Number 6.
How's you go through that one?
Okay.
Thanks to Carol, everyone knows your disdain for SpongeBob.
Mm.
Is it because SpongeBob and Patrick remind you of the brokerage community?
This is terrible. That one's nasty.
What
the hell's that?
That's spicy shark. Eat the heat, it says.
That's terrible.
Is it heat or flavor?
No, flavor.
Okay, I haven't even gotten in on it.
Ugh.
Not a fan?
No.
Hmm.
That's terrible.
SpongeBob.
SpongeBob, what about him?
What don't you like about him?
I can't stand him. I think he's stupid.
He's happy-go-lucky.
I think he's stupid.
He has a great outlook on life. Everything is cheerful.
No, okay. If you say so, but I don't think so. SpongeBob is not my... He's not my guy.
Not your guy?
Nah, he's not
You're
my
more
guy.
of a Patrick guy?
None of them.
More of a Squidward?
Definitely not.
No? Plankton? No?
No. Who?
Huh?
Who?
Plankton.
I don't know who that is.
That's the bad guy.
What bad guy?
The bad guy in SpongeBob. He's a little guy. He's plankton, literally.
Oh, I don't remember him. So
Always trying to get the recipe. Oh,
this one is ugly.
let's get some heat on that though.
Am I supposed to continue eating it?
That's your call.
But this doesn't taste terrible.
It's hot. I'm gonna put that down.
Okay.
Ah,
It tastes ugly. It tastes nasty.
it tastes ugly.
I don't know.
That's an interesting.
It doesn't taste.
It's not pretty.
All right, I'm recycling this one. I've held firm that a person's drink of choice tells a lot about them.
Ugh,
What would you say? What is your drink of choice?
don't have one. What do you want me to tell you?
I don't drink. I just have water.
That would be me.
What's your favorite drink? We're gonna have cocktails. We're going out right now. We don't have to go home. There's nothing to do.
It depends on what's available. I don't know. I don't have a
Everything's
preference.
available.
I don't have a.
Wine, scotch, gin, beer, cider.
Definitely not cider.
Thank you. Mojito.
Oh no, not mojitos.
So what are you going with?
Not mojitos.
Long Island.
I cannot with mojitos.
So, all right, counterpoint. What does your lack of a drink tell you about you or say about you?
That I'm not an alcoholic. Maybe.
Really killing the questions. I like a Cosmo.
You would. You
No,
would.
Nobody believes that.
I do.
Really? No, nobody believes that.
I don't necessarily have a preference. I'll drink whatever. So I'm sorry to disappoint. I don't have a preference. I'll drink beer if it depends on, the atmosphere.
Mm.
So I don't like tequila shots. I definitely don't like mojitos.
You want tequila?
I can do tequila, but the mojitos.
What about
oh my
Jaeger?
God. Oh, that's kind of nasty.
You went to Gainesville.
I did. That's why it reminds me of mojitos. Awesome.
Who
Very
has
bad
mojitos in
experience.
Gainesville?
Well, I did.
Jaeger and Red Bull. That's it. Beat the clock. 25 cents.
No.
Blackout by
I
9.
used to have.
All right, what is the best? Go. Eat! What is the best advice you've ever received?
I'm trying to think here, but the one who always gives me best advice, I think, is my father.
Okay.
Those are the ones I tend to stick with the most, just because.
Would you say that he shaped who you are as a professional most?
As a professional, perhaps, yeah. But he's the one who's always given me like sound advice. Like I feel like he's the more, not that my mother is not, but
We all know.
I feel that he's more
Nobody's
level-headed.
listening.
So one of the advices that he gives me is stay away from the emotional thing. So like if you're gonna think of something, try to stay away from it on an emotional level. So like step out of it and think of it as more in a different perspective. So see it that way. And like I could just hear him in Spanish all the time. So it's just like him just giving sound advice. Give people the benefit of the doubt.
I gotta stop eating because apparently maybe you should ask me questions.
That's what I'm telling you. I can keep on talking for hours.
These are hot.
But just my dad in general, I guess he's just given me a lot of move on with life. Like if it's not for you, then move on. Don't dwell on something too long. Don't overthink it, which that I still have not mastered. Don't look at me that way.
Well, don't listen.
But he's the one who's always given me the one to like be level-headed or try to be.
How you doing?
Okay.
That one was jalapeno chico. I can read. Open,
Yeah,
pour,
sure.
enjoy, repeat. Which I don't think I will.
I could feel that one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like 2 ago. So, welcome.
Well, maybe because I haven't eaten enough. Because I'm talking here. So, you know.
I appreciate that about you.
All right. Next.
But
Am I supposed to keep on eating this?
that's your call, lady. Eight's a fun one.
Mm.
You gotta go after this one. You can't go light.
You've been drinking water?
This is my second water.
This is my first.
You ready for 8?
Yes.
You just what?
Nothing. I'm ready.
I get in on this one.
This one tastes terrible.
There's no redeeming qualities with this one. Yeah. You think it's not gonna be bad? And then it shows up. If you could suddenly become famous, what would you want to be famous for?
Famous?
Famous?
Absolutely nothing. I wouldn't want to. Absolutely nothing. My lips are burning.
Alt question. If you could have any fictional character as your friend, who would it be and why?
Oh. My lips are burning.
I'm right there with you.
Oh.
Taste, none. Just fire.
Oh. Okay, that one.
That's where you get the high feeling.
Oh. My lips.
You gotta answer the question.
What's the question?
You can't make me say it again. I'm in my own hell right now. If you could have any fictional character as your friend, who would it be and why?
Definitely not Bob. Hermione? I can't smile. My lips are burning.
Nothing to smile about. Why?
God. No, wait, hold on.
What one? For babies. Why Hermione? That's unfair. The only time you've had good aim.
Because she's a smart girl. Because she's loyal to her friend. She's always thinking of how to solve a situation. Just very brave and courageous, and I don't know, she was a very loyal friend and very admirable in my
Good
opinion.
answer. How you doing?
Better now.
Can you breathe?
Oh yeah, that one was.
Can you feel your tongue?
My lips are still burning.
Yeah.
But I couldn't see for a little bit. That one was like.
Yeah.
It tasted terrible.
It was no taste. It was just fire.
And that was just not good.
You ready for number 9?
Yeah.
Now go.
That was terrible. Oof, that one looks reddish.
It's not as bad. It's the worst.
Wait, it's the worst? I
It is
mean,
the
I
worst.
still taste it like here.
You gotta wash it down with 9 and 10.
All right, you
Like
ready?
it's a reverse dragon.
Mm-hmm.
Hugh Jackman is reprising his role as Wolverine in the upcoming Deadpool movie.
Mm-hmm.
Which movie would you say he's sexiest in? Sexiest. There's got to be a top tier. Splashing out of the adamantium chamber. Was that for the wing or the visualization?
Both. I think he's very talented, and
That wasn't the question. Greatest Showman. No.
I was gonna say that.
No.
Why?
Question is sexiest.
Wolverine then.
Which one?
X-Men? Which one? I mean,
It's got to be adamantium chamber.
what,
coming
he's
out.
going like
Yeah,
this?
Of course.
Yeah, of course. I don't know which one that is, but the one where he's flexing his muscles.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely that one.
It did it for me too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally. It's all the hair in the chest.
Oh man. These shredded shoulders.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Very refined.
100%.
Very refined.
All right. Follow-up question: who in The Office would fit the Hugh Jackman role in his movie biography?
Who?
Yep.
In this office?
Mhm. You have to pick somebody.
Joe.
No. All I have is the rage
And the hair.
and the hair. Well, yeah.
This
one
was
is bad.
not bad.
No.
No. That
After
number eight was terrible.
Eight's the pinnacle. And I don't know if it's a numb thing or if it's just
No, it wasn't bad. Are we going on 10 or are you still on 9?
Seriously, you've had like one sip of water. Is that it?
I had milk.
Right,
This
the
is
last
okay.
one. You've done well.
Number 8 was terrible.
Oh wait, actually, speaking of, forgot about this part. Forgot you got to add one more dollop on top of this one.
Wait, can I add on yours?
Remember, I go second.
Oh, sorry.
Are you though?
Wait, I can pour it on my own.
No.
You don't have to do that on my-
You poisoned me. I got the
Stop
shit.
shaking!
It's like Heinz 57. You can tap. Oh
That.
no, that's enough. All right.
Oh, the space.
Turns into a pirate apparently. Here the space. Ready? Last one. You've done very well.
No, wait, sorry.
You go
Are
for
we
it.
eating the whole thing?
Well, I got to ask you a question while you're eating. It's kind of the game. Imagine if you had a slip and fall accident here, and you won a big settlement from Ed as a result. What other career path would you want to take if marketing wasn't available?
Here?
Yep. You slip and fall, you broke your, and you got a big settlement for it. Ed's like, you'll never work in this town again because he has that power. But you still want to work. You want to do something.
Do I?
You're going to go in your craft room with good locks.
And orchids.
And orchids.
Hanging
with
all
good
around.
locks. You're not going to drink in there.
That sounds depressing. Actually, perhaps a pastry chef. Or, so through college, I was undecided for a very long time. I was thinking of being a mortician for a while. But obviously that didn't work out.
So many tangents. I went to college and I was like, you know what? Dead bodies. That's for me.
A costume designer.
We have 3 things here. Costume designer for what?
Well, this is why I was
like
undecided for a long time.
Apparently still are.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I still am. But I think a costume designer would have been the coolest one. Because I think it's fun to dress up and try to like, I know that sauce is like kicking.
I got one.
Yeah.
Found it.
Yeah.
It was right there.
But being a costume designer, trying to fit people into different things. Part of the reason why I went into advertising was to create like sort of commercials and things and create the whole effect. So it's just maybe costume designing. I did pastry chef. I think that would be nice and cool. Have you seen the chocolatier guy?
Yeah.
French guy?
The guy who builds stuff.
Yeah,
With, like,
that guy is
cabinets.
amazing. The guy is freaking amazing. So I guess those two artistic,
But not a mortician.
creative. No,
You move past that?
I did like dissecting a lot of things growing up. Like, well, first of all, I was in the biology program and then a zoology program. So we had a lot of cutting up of dead animals and things.
That was fun for you.
It was. Because you learned a lot about the arteries and the connections. You're crying.
Well, that.
It hit you? It's a heart.
It's being a pastry chef.
I thought it was being a mortician.
You did a great job.
You're really crying.
Oh, yeah. I got a lot going on here.
I see that.
Fighting through it.
I see that. I'm so sorry.
No, you're not.
No, I know.
You did a great job.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Yes.